wanted to make a little video showing you guys the type of foods I get at the grocery store, a rough idea of how much I spend each week, and give you guys some ideas of the type of, like, what I do with the foods that I get. Here are the things that I usually have on hand, or always have on hand. I always have coconut oil. I get the extra virgin unrefined olive oil. I use this a lot for my sweet potatoes, and sometimes I'll cook my chicken in it, or sometimes I'll stir fry some veggies in it. So definitely a good thing to have on hand. I also have extra virgin olive oil that I'll use a lot. I also always have almond milk on hand. I use this a lot in my Shakeologies. I know you're supposed to use this like within 7 days of opening it, but I usually keep mine for about 2 weeks because I don't really go through it that fast. I also have things on hand like fresh ground pepper, sea salt, cinnamon, basil, parsley. I use a lot of garlic, salt, and onion powder. So those things I always have on stock in my cupboards. All right, so I guess I'll start with my fruit. I always get apples. Apples are like my favorite fruit to eat. So I usually get like 3 or 4 of these when I eat them. Sometimes I'll eat them just like a half of them and save the other half for the next day. Sometimes I eat a whole. So I don't really need a whole lot for my 7 days. This week I also got a big bag of grapes. I don't always get grapes because I know they're like pure sugar, but they sounded really good this week, so I decided to get a big bag. Those will typically last me about 2 weeks, so it's worth the cost. And with fruit, that's basically all I get. Like I said, apples are my favorite, so I'll just eat those a lot for snack. And I know like this week I have a T25 recipe that I wanted to make with like chicken, apples, and grapes all cut up, so I'll probably make that this week. All right, and veggies, we'll start with one of my favorites, spinach. I usually get a decent amount of spinach because I eat spinach about every day. So this week I got 2 bags of this, mainly because it was on sale. I typically get the ones in the like plastic container because I think it stays fresh longer. But those were like, I think they're like 2 for $5. So figured I'd go ahead and save a little money this week. Also, I always get broccoli because broccoli is like my absolute favorite. So I got one of these. This probably won't last me the whole week. I might have to go back and get another one, but definitely something I always get. I typically eat that for dinner. Like I'll make chicken and I'll have broccoli for my side for dinner. My favorite way to cook that is set the oven about 400. Then I oil a pan and put some chunks on there, drizzle it with some olive oil, and then I just do sea salt and pepper, and I bake it for about 10 minutes, and that's my absolute favorite way to eat that. So I also got a tomato this week. I'm really not a huge tomato fan, but I probably plan on making some paleo burgers this week, so I usually like to have a few slices on there, so that's probably what I'll do with this. I also bought 4 Roma tomatoes because I thought I would make like an egg scramble a couple times this week, and so to me I like the texture of these more, so I'll probably chop these up and put them in some sort of egg scramble. I also picked up a couple peppers. I ended up getting 2 orange and 1 yellow. I know they cost more, but to me they taste better. I actually think these were on sale like 3 for $5, so I picked up 3 of these. I already ate 1, but I like to do that. I like to mix that with onion. I also picked up a couple onions, but I like to mix peppers, onions, and zucchini. I like to stir fry that in the morning and throw an egg on top. It's my favorite type of veggie scramble for breakfast. So yeah, so I picked up 3 zucchini. I already ate 1 this morning, so love to have these on hand. I also always get cucumbers. I love cucumbers. I'll eat them for a snack, or I'll eat them for like a side for lunch, or sometimes I will cut them up and mix it with chicken and put just like a little bit of mayo in there and mix it up. It's really simple, but I think it's really good. I don't know why, but they were ginormous cucumbers this week. I typically get 3 or 4 small ones, but this week I only got 2 because they were ginormous. I also have a bag of frozen green beans. I like to cook these up and then throw some coconut oil in there, and then I also actually got a shallot that I'll cut up and fry in some oil and kind of mix up in there. It's really good, and that's actually a recipe I got from my Practical Paleo cookbook. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, those are the main veggies that I like to eat. I usually eat them pretty simple. And sweet potatoes. Love sweet potatoes. This is basically the only carb I eat. So I definitely stock up when I go to the grocery store because I will eat all of these throughout the next 7 days. So my favorite way to cook these is I'll just like throw them in the microwave with the sweet potato button. I usually do it ×2, get them nice and soft. I also like to wrap them in like a damp paper towel. I think it gets them, cooks them a little better. I'm not sure why, but it works. So I'll usually do that and then portion it out, and I'll put some coconut oil and cinnamon on it. It's really good. I also like to use a recipe that I got in my Practical Paleo cookbook. I like to make chunks and kind of toss them around with some seasoning and some coconut oil, and then just bake them in the oven for about 30 minutes. Those are really good. All right, moving on to the meat I get. I typically like to buy organic chicken, but I usually buy it in bulk, but I currently don't have a Sam's membership, so I can't go get it. So I just got organic chicken this week. I only got the small one because I already had some in the freezer, so that should last me all week. It's a little pricier, but to me there's less like crap I have to cut off of it, so I enjoy it. I also get organic brown eggs. I get the off-brand because they're usually a little cheaper and they're typically on sale, so I always get those. I will most likely go through the whole dozen throughout the week. And then I also picked up some local ground beef from Missouri, some Missouri farmer. And it's really not that much. It was less than $6 for a whole pound. So I'll definitely, and it's good. I think it tastes better than like normal ground beef that you get. So yeah, I'll probably make a few patties with this and grill it up for my paleo burgers. Speaking of which, I don't have on here, I also bought some butter lettuce. So I'll use that to wrap around the paleo burger. So I don't really like bread that much anymore, like breads and buns and things like that, because I just hate how I feel after I eat them. So I would much rather wrap it in lettuce and eat it and not have a big bloated gut. A couple other things I got is I love to get roasted and salted sunflower seeds. I bought them in bulk and I put them in my own bag, but I love to toss those in a spinach salad. And I mean, they're better for you if they're plain, but since I don't eat that much, like, I will either, if I eat it as a snack, I would just fill this little container up, or if I do it on a salad, I'll only fill half of this up. So I don't eat that many, so that's why I justify getting them roasted and salted. And I also picked up a bag of almonds. Again, I always get them in bulk because they're a lot cheaper. So yeah, those are the groceries that I get throughout the week and some of the things I do with it. I typically spend around $60, $65 on all my groceries. I know some people that might be a lot, but to me it's good medium range. You know, to me food is very important and it's always in my budget. So, you know, I like to splurge on sometimes the organic meats or the organic vegetables and fruit. And then sometimes I'll just buy something kind of random. I'm like, oh, that looks good, you know. But to me, it's worth it. It's worth buying the healthier food because that's such a top priority for me. So, I mean, honestly, if I could, I would probably spend easily twice as much money. Like, I would buy the organic chicken, like full-blown, like local farmer organic chicken if I could. But fortunately, it's not quite in my budget yet. But the day that it is, that's certainly what I'll be buying. So yeah, so I hope this video was helpful for you guys so you kind of figure out how I eat and the foods I eat. So don't forget that it's meal planning day and meal prep day, so make sure that you're doing that and post in the group what you have planned for the week.